Hi everybody, I'm Ginny. Welcome to Ginknits. In honor of my first YouTube video ever, I wanted to wear the first thing that I've ever knit, which is a vest by My Favorite Things Knitwear, which I feel like took me so long. And I don't know if you can see the details. It's like so itty bitty. Like, look at this. The teeny tiny buttons and small ribbing. The first thing I ever knit. Honestly, I really like this vest. I wear it all the time, although I wear it less now because I have like more knits that I've made. But there's something about it being the first thing I've ever knit that does make it a favorite. So I'm gonna wear it in honor of today. And for today's video, I wanted to talk about 3 navy cardigans that I've knit because I seem to really love knitting navy cardigans. And I feel like each cardigan sort of has defined a very it's been a defining moment in my knitting journey, I should say. Like the first cardigan I knit is really, it's kind of like this. Like it's really, it feels sort of itty bitty. I didn't really I think it was maybe the second or third thing I'd ever knit. So I didn't really know gauge. Like I wasn't getting gauge. I think I used yarn that was too thin, and it just feels like it fits sort of funnily because I didn't I was still learning. And then the second navy cardigan I knit was I was taking risks with learning the sort of vertical button band style. I was trying something new. And then the third navy cardigan I knit is really like a wearable, purchasable piece. And I think it's a really cool way to document my knitting journey in an interesting way, and also introduce you to some old projects, some less new projects, and some very new projects. So let's get into it. So the first cardigan that I knit in, I think it was 2022. I think it was maybe January of was it 2022? It was, no, yeah. Maybe it was 2023. No, it wasn't last year, I don't think. Anyways, so I think it was 2 years ago. I knit this guy. So this cardigan I knit holding one strand of Knitting for Olive Merino in navy blue, and one strand of, I think it's Bircher and something. I'm just gonna list them in the comments below because I think it'll be easier to keep track of it that way. So anyway, the color isn't my most favorite, but I do like the speckling. I just didn't like how thin it is. That's what I was talking earlier in this video. I was talking about how it feels a little itsy bitsy. It feels a little bit it just doesn't fit properly, and I think it's because of the construction. And the construction isn't short rows, which really at the moment is my favorite way of constructing something, or sort of a raglan. But this, you increase every, I don't know, I forget how many stitches, but suppose it's you knit 10 stitches, do an increase, knit 10 stitches, do an increase, and you're sort of increasing it evenly across the back and sort of around to the front, which I actually just didn't love the look of. But it would be a really interesting thing to knit now, having feeling a little bit more like an advanced knitter, that I might be able to get it to where I want it to be. But it just seems like I've gotten distracted with all these new knitting patterns that to go back and re-knit something that I was just sort of medium interested in seems like a little bit of a funny waste of time. But never say never. What I do like about this cardigan is sort of the slight balloon sleeves. And in my next cardigan, you'll see kind of their trajectory, I guess, of my knitting journey. But these slight balloon sleeves, I realized I sort of like a straighter sleeve than a balloon sleeve, but like this was my first sort of introduction to just like learning about sleeve construction. And I think that's an important part of my knitting journey. So all in all, it's an early stage knitting piece. Will I ever get rid of it? No, because I'm really proud of it. But like, do I wear it a lot? Also, no. That's okay though, I think. And I think it's, for what it is, it's okay. But like, for sort of something that I keep coming back to, it is not a piece that I keep coming back to, but that's nothing against the pattern, and it's just against my beginner skills. So, yeah, this is the first navy cardigan that I knit, and it certainly was not my last, based on the next two. So, hold that thought. Okay, so this is the second navy cardigan I knit, and I knit this maybe in January, I think. It is the Traveler's Cardigan by Ozetta, and I knit it holding one strand of Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino, also in the color navy blue. And as you can see, a key difference is that I have added my signature that I've started adding to all of my knits. And it's kind of like a little, I mean, when it's a pullover, it does show you which side is the back, which is actually kind of helpful sometimes. But it's also a really nice, like, personal touch that I've added to my knitwear, and it's been really fun to, like, gift it to family or friends or my boyfriend. And then it's like a noticeable signifier that, like, I made it, and I think it's really cool to be proud of something you made. So back to the second navy cardigan. This cardigan, a key difference is that you work the button band while you're knitting the cardigan. So you're knitting the cardigan flat, like the body of the cardigan flat, but working the button band as you go. And the effect is that the button band is vertical rather than horizontal, like horizontal when you would work it at the end. And I think that's a really cool detailing, and it taught me a lot about sort of working these invisible button holes, and that's been really fun. I lost my train of thought. So what else do I like about it? I really like how similar it looks to the Baba cardigan right here. So this cardigan I saw on the internet and I thought was very cute. And I also thought I could make that because I kind of can. So when I saw the Ozetta pattern, I knew that it was quite close and that I could sort of improvise to like get closer. So one of the main changes I made to her pattern is that I knit the sleeves wide and sort of billowy like this, which has gotten the effect of the Baba cardigan, and it also has sort of made this look kind of like a blouse, I guess more than a sweater. Like I don't really usually wear it with something underneath. I kind of wear it as a shirt or a blouse, and I wear it with jeans or like sometimes a little scarf, and it's really kind of cute that way. Also because I've knit it quite short, so it just sort of sits right in the top of my jeans. And I've loved it like that. The downside is that I don't love it as like a cozy sort of put on when you're cold cardigan because of the shape. And ultimately that has led me to the third navy cardigan. But as far as this one goes, I'm really happy with it. Far happier than I was with the first navy cardigan that I knit. And that's because it just feels a little bit more substantial. Like, I feel like the sleeves feel heavy enough. I feel like the body has a heavy enough drape. That's the nice thing about the knitting for all of heavy merino, I found, is that well, it's not the softest, butteriest merino. It's quite structured, and in a garment like this, it has allowed for shape to stay when I'm wearing it. It photographs really nicely. I think it like wears really nicely, and ultimately I'm quite happy with it. So as far as my navy cardigans go, it is my second favorite of three. My least favorite being my first, but I think that's normal on your knitting journey. And so, yeah, without further ado, I'll show you the third. So, the third navy cardigan, and the most recent navy cardigan that I've knit is the My Favorite Things Knitwear cardigan. And this cardigan is a real winner. If you're looking for a really good pattern, you know, this might be it. It has these beautiful like saddle shoulders and this really nice sort of detailing around the neck. And I knit it in Gepard Woolia in the color navy. And I attached these horn buttons to it, and I knit it for my boyfriend, and it's quite fitted, but it fits really perfectly on him, which then makes it lovely and oversized on me, which, you know, I can't complain. It has my detailing, as mentioned in the last cardigan, and it is so soft and so bouncy. I think there's something about the Gepard Woolia yarn that makes it really fun to knit with. It's like, it's softer than the knitting for all of heavy merino, and I don't know why, but it's softer, it's butterier, it's a little nicer, sort of close to the skin, although this is a cardigan that I will layer something underneath. I'll put on if I'm wearing sweatpants or jeans, or I can dress it up, I can dress it down. It wears more. I can wear it in more different ways than I can with my version on the Ozetta Traveler's cardigan, and I think that's just because of the shape. So, out of the three navy cardigans that I've knit, this would be the favorite for sure. And I also think, given the construction, it's sort of it's challenging, but it's not too challenging, and yet it's a really interesting way to sort of look at the three navy cardigans I've knit, because I seem to keep coming back to a navy cardigan. I seem to never have enough navy cardigans, and there's something about sort of looking back at progress and where I've gotten to on my knitting journey, that to be able to knit something that I would totally buy this if I saw it in a store, and better yet, I didn't see it in a store, I just made it, and I think there's something really cool about that. And yeah, I think it's worth keeping your old stuff and making new stuff and then documenting your journey. And I would encourage you to like look back at your knitting projects over the years and think about like how far you've come. And it doesn't matter if you knit one thing a year, 12 things a year, or 50 things in a year, I don't know. But there is something special about just seeing your knitting journey and on this craft, and it seems like just a really beautiful thing. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to talk to you about more knitting videos in my next one. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye guys.